sometimes you work on a production and after you're done, you just don't want to produce anymore, and that's how I felt after this. I said,
Let's say you're on day 4 or 5 of a production, long hours, maybe there's been issues with the location, and there's someone that you deal with or different individuals on set whose communication skills are maybe different. Maybe they're more closed off. Maybe their arms are crossed every time you go talk to them. And you can kind of pick up that there's like this barrier, especially later on in the production. How do you smoothly do that? Or is it at some point it's just going to get tense? People are going to be human and arguments will happen.
I had this situation happen maybe multiple times, but I'm thinking of one specific situation that was very rough, for me. I was coming off of a feature and then I was jumping into a short that was very aggressive and we had high level talent. And my producing partner, looked great on paper, but he'd never ran a film set. And the line producer that initially came on ended up just walking. And I don't think it was frustration or anything because of us or the director, but he probably found a job that paid him a lot more. And he didn't want to do all the work. I think that's the honest truth. So on this project, I brought on a friend, colleague of mine that's kind of a producer. I asked her to come on as production manager. And I want to say, I don't remember if she didn't come at all that day, or maybe she came and just never came back to set again. But with this production, it was a big production. We started in Central Park, and I had a financier that was coming that had put in quite a bit of money into the project, and he wanted to come in, take pictures on set. He came with his entourage. And at the same time, I had talent checking in at a hotel nearby, wanted to make sure that he was okay and the other talent was okay. And at the same time, that day, the 59th Street Bridge, I think, was shut down. So our director of photography was running late with the camera, and our sound person didn't come. No call, no show. And I have to be three places at one time. I have to be on set with my crew. I have to be with the talent to make sure they're okay. And I have to be with the financier. And the AD couldn't really run the set. And not that he couldn't run the set, but they were not listening to him. And the reason that we got the crew that we got, which was amazing, like IATSE crew, was because of the DP, our G&E department and our camera department. And this was day one. Everything went wrong. I needed to get a sound person, so I found someone that had submitted from before, and they wanted double the rate. And at this point, we were already spending money, so I had to bring on this person. And it was very difficult to manage all the expectations. I felt that I was failing my team, all aspects in terms of the financier wanting to be in and out and take pictures and telling him, hey, we're trying to get cameras rolling. That's not important now, but I know you put this money in, so I know you need to be here and you have somewhere to go and you have all these people with you. So it was speaking with him and his people in a manner where they felt respected and not disrespected, and trying to manage the crew that is like, what the hell is going on? Why are these people here? And we just want to work. And then the talent expecting a level of treatment per se. And as the day went, it just got harder and harder. There wasn't a smart plan for the gas to get in the generator, and we fell behind schedule. And I probably lost a few crew members by the end of the night. And it was just very horrific. And I know the G&E team was really frustrated. They thought I didn't know probably what I was doing. And they did not listen to the AD. They only listened to the DP. And the second day, I promised that it would be a much better day. We had some problems on the first day with meals and the food getting there on time. And it was just a lot of dynamics happening at the same time. So I did get everyone fed. They did get fed a little later. Um, and I focused on the food that day just to make sure that the food was really good, top of the line. And there was an issue, I want to say, with one of our main actresses because she was playing the mother to this child. And one of the places I set up for holding happened to be a bar near set, and they would not allow the young boy in. And that didn't even go through my mind it would be a problem. And she was having emotional disconnect because that's her son. She was in character, and she would not do anything unless I was there. And I was focusing on making sure that, getting the food and working with the caterer just to make sure that the food was slamming that day. And I basically had to run and get over there, and I worked it out, and then she was okay, and everything was all right. And I could just feel the energy from the G&E crew and the camera crew. It was more probably the G&E crew that was more upset, and I pretty much had to do something about it because I felt that I was going to lose all of them, or it was just going to get worse. So I asked the Genie team to stop working and to come out and speak with me. They didn't know what it was about, and I had addressed everything that happened the day before. I had explained to them, which they knew about the camera and the bridge. I explained to them about the sound. I explained to them about the investor and that they had put a good chunk of money in. I had this responsibility, and they probably didn't care, and I acknowledge that. I was very honest and blunt. You guys probably don't care. You just want you to do your job. I understand. I understand that you all ate late yesterday, and there was the gas was put in really late for the generator, and we've been behind schedule. I acknowledge everything that went wrong. I didn't ignore the pink elephant in the room. I acknowledged all of their concerns. I let them know all the dynamics I was facing yesterday, and basically I'm producing this whole shoot on my own, and I literally wrapped on a feature right before, and I haven't had a chance to take a break. And again, you guys probably don't care. You just want to do your job, get fed, and get paid. And I acknowledge that I will treat them all with respect. I will make sure that they get fed on time today, and that I pretty much did not go to sleep, maybe an hour or two, but I didn't go to sleep to make sure that I have, better food for them, because I had some people that were vegetarian and vegan and all these different things. And food was delayed the day before, so I made sure that wouldn't happen. And I felt that I had to have that conversation because they were only there because of the DP, and I didn't want them to walk or lose my team and then the project fall apart because of that. And it wasn't even a question. I knew I had to have this conversation, or they would probably start maybe disrespecting me or the set, or not listen, because they weren't listening to the first AD, when I wasn't there. So I wanted to establish like a level of authority as well, and keep it and not lose it. And also let them know that they are humans. I get that, and I'm not looking to be disrespectful to them or the project at all. So I feel that that's what I would do in any situation if it happened again, is just acknowledging what they or whatever person is going through, not ignoring the problem, letting them know that I'm aware, whether I can fix it or not, because a lot of times people want to be heard. And I want to make sure that they know that I'm listening, and I do care, whether I can make a decision or not. Sometimes I can't make a decision. I don't have the authority to, or it's a force outside of nature in terms of what can or cannot be done.
Wow, it sounds like, almost everything that could have gone wrong did. And
Everything went wrong on that project. It was, sometimes you work on a production and after you're done, you just don't want to produce anymore, and that's how I felt after this. I said, I don't want to be on a film set for a very long time. I can't manage this. It was very stressful, to the point where, I'd lost my drivers, and I had box trucks that had to move around with a lot of gear and equipment, and I had bonded lots that they had to get to, and I lost all my drivers, and I had to call one of the PA's fathers really stepped up. He's a reverend, he's a God-fearing man, and I think it's because he was religious is like why he helped. And, you know, also his son was a PA probably, but he was like my savior. He drove the other box truck and didn't mind. And I had to drive the box truck. You know, I don't drive box trucks. I don't like driving box trucks, but if I didn't do it, no one else was, and we had to get this film done. You know, there were a lot of people counting on it getting done, and there was a lot at stake. I had to deliver.